Hey folks, welcome to Faulkner Fixes All. Doing something a little different. We are not converting a 10-speed Schwinn to 1-speed freewheel. We are not converting a Schwinn 10-speed to 700C freewheel. We are not working on a custom Huffy. We are working on a Schwinn Hollywood. Okay, here's the deal on this one. I got this, oh man, probably 11 years ago. We're really digging deep here to bring you the content you need to brighten up your life. Anyway, I got this about 11 years ago. It was super cheap on eBay. I think I outbid somebody, like it was $48 plus shipping was kind of cheaper back then too. I think the grand total on this bike was like 75 bucks or something like that. Um, Nobody was bidding on it. They didn't know. Well, nobody was silly enough to think that an opaque blue Schwinn Hollywood would be worth something or be cool. But I kind of did. So yeah, it was about 70 bucks. And what did I do? I immediately robbed the front wheel off of it and used the front wheel on I can't remember the exact model. I think it was a black Schwinn Corvette that had the 2-speed kickback. It could have been an American. I can't remember if it was a Corvette or American. Anyway, I sold the bike. I needed a front wheel. It sat in a box complete, and then I remembered I needed a front wheel. So I grabbed the front wheel off of it, and I didn't part anything out. I just grabbed the front wheel and put it on that bike. And that bike actually went to Mackinac Island, or a town near there in Michigan. There's an island that people ride around on that doesn't have any cars. Yeah, so I felt pretty good about that bike going up there. Um, it was a pretty cool bike, especially with the 2-speed kickback, so I didn't really feel too bad about stealing the wheel. But I have a replacement wheel now. Fred hooked me up. And Fred, he had one. An S7 Schwinn tubular wheel in really good shape, although it is really dry. That is dry. We'll fix that though. You can't put someone down for bringing you a beautiful replacement front wheel that's dry. So thanks, Fred. Next time, repack it before you bring it over. Anyway, we do have a replacement wheel for this, with the original liner in good shape. And besides it being dry, it's pretty good. It's not bad. We've got some old beat up S7 tire, non-Schwinn tire sitting there. And let's just go through what this Hollywood's all about. Obviously, it's been in storage. This is not correct. It is an LJ bike, which is November of 73. It's a nice deep stamp on there. Yeah, nice deep stamp. And I looked it up, and it's too old to have the born on date. That ended in, 65 or something? I can't remember. Daily logs were available until 3/22/66. Yeah, so I don't know what day this was stamped. It's been sitting in the basement for a long time. This white wall is very moldy. I think I stole the reflector off of it at some point also. My bad. It needs a cleaning. I did repack the back wheel and add a 20. I think I added this 20 at the time when I first got it. I did ride it around a little bit. Is that a 20? Let's see what that is. Bendix. I can't read that. 22? God, that'd be great if that was a 22. Let's get the super light. I think it's a 20. Yeah, I rode it around a little bit and then I robbed the tire. Oh, it's a 20. Okay. Well, that's good. So this is the game plan. I think we're just gonna. What am I doing? I think we're just gonna kind of repack this wheel. Throw this used SRC non-Schwinn tire on here. Really old. This is just This is just a really old tire that I had laying around that fits S7. We're going to throw that on, probably with a new tube, once we repack that. And just kind of clean it up, make sure everything's right. Tap out these pedals. This has been sitting in the basement for at least 10 years. Some of that time it was in a box, but other times it wasn't. I think this is an exerciser seat post. Oh, it is. Look, it's the exerciser seat post. Yeah, I must have ridden this a few times before I stole some parts off of it. Let's see if that's a... I was wondering why this was up so high. Oh, yeah, that's the exercycle seat post, which allows you to really jack it up high. Oh, that's good. Oh, that seat clamp's a little... That C-clamp is up a little too high on the clamp. That should be down another 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so I think we're just going to do what we can here today until I got to do other things. Let's repack this front wheel and maybe even talk about the history of the Schwinn Hollywood. Now, this one's unique. Well, not unique, but it's a rare one. 2 years only. That seat is opaque blue. It should clean up a little bit better and look non-green. And these grips are opaque blue grips. This is all dated stuff. It's all correct. No one's ever messed with this. I think this bolt is incorrect. And I think I did change this sprocket out from an 18 to a 20. And I think I still have the back reflector for this laying around. That would be nice. It's a bigger one than the smaller bikes. I believe I have that somewhere. All right, and let's see. I think I added these anodized caps, and I even found the matching one right here. So the game plan is, after I jibber-jaw a little bit about this Schwinn Hollywood history, we'll do some work, and then eventually I think I'm going to order some white walls or order some better S7 tires, because if we're going to hook this up to ride it, you know, we can't be riding around on Maypops. Yeah, okay. So that's cool that the has the exerciser seat post. I forgot about that. So yeah, this has been sitting down there quite a few years. All right, so let's talk about the history of the Schwinn Hollywood while I break down this S7 wheel and go from there. Oh, by the way, I did order a 22 sprocket. I'm not going to put this on the Chestnut Suburban. I'm just going to build another whole bike around this. Because that's a really nice thing to have when you convert in 10 speeds over. All right, so let's break this down, and we'll get a little container to put the bearings in and soak them a little bit. And go from there. Oh, yeah. I knew you guys would come back and see me. Probably the next ride I'll take this Hollywood out. What the heck? I'm not afraid to ride a girl's bike. Step through frame, you know. I'm not afraid. All right, let's bust this down a little bit, and I'll tell you about the Schwinn Hollywood. The Schwinn Hollywood was made from 1938 to 82. Ooh, those are dry. And, you know, the 38 and 40 models obviously had a tank. They were pretty heavy looking. I have never owned any of those. I do have several more of these. One of them I'll tell you about in just a minute. But the cool colors, in my opinion, were from 71 to about 75. Those were the cool colors you could get, the opaques and the campus colors. And starting in 71, you could get a Schwinn Hollywood in campus green or violet. And 71 was the only year you could get a Hollywood in the violet color. It's a beautiful bike. It's like a rose purple. And I have one in immaculate condition. And it's the deluxe model with the white fenders and painted violet stripes on the fender. It has a violet seat and it has violet grips. I have one. It's in a box. It's not out. It's not out getting chipped up. It's almost like a 9 out of 10. Sometimes I break it out of the box and ride it around. I have it, and it's a 1 year only. It is a Hollywood. It's a girl's bike. But, you know, sometimes you just got to make the call and see what's, you know, in your mind, what is collectible and what is not. And I always leave like one side hooked up so you don't have to worry about the measurements. Okay, so we've got this kicked down. We're going to clean these in a minute. And so in 71, you could get a campus green or a violet Schwinn Hollywood. Not to be confused with burgundy. We're just going to spray some of our favorite stuff in here. And then in 72, you could get a campus green Hollywood or burgundy Schwinn Hollywood. And I do have one of those. I have a campus green frame set for the Schwinn Hollywood. And so those weren't too exciting. The burgundy one is kind of rare to find those. Actually, any of the burgundy girls' bikes are fairly rare. It wasn't a big excitable thing. And then in 73, you could get opaque blue or campus green. And that's what this one here is. That's what this is. This is a 73. And then in 74, you could get opaque blue or campus red. Now, I don't know if this is a some kind of catalog typo or oh, these look pretty good. Or if there was a campus red. I didn't think there was a color called campus red, but it is in the 1974 catalog for Schwinn Hollywood. If you look it up, it says opaque blue or campus red. I've never heard of that color. I don't think I've ever seen it. Chime in, Stingray experts. Maybe it was a Stingray color. I don't know. Okay, that's nice and clean. So, and then in 75, that was the end for opaque blue. You could not get opaque blue in 75. They went to flamboyant red or sky blue. Sky blue is a darker color. This looks pretty good, actually. I don't see any big gnarly chitters in there. That looks pretty decent. Was flamboyant red campus red? Just renamed? Interesting. Chime in. Especially the Stingray people, you'll know. Chime in, AZ Sting, you'll know. You'll tell me. Was campus red flamboyant red? Huh, strange. Okay, so let's repack this. Let's get some grease. These are all pretty clean. Bearings look decent. The cones look excellent. Yeah, you know, can't complain if someone drops off a free wheel at your house. What are you going to do? Okay, bring that back and repack it before you drop it off here. You better just keep your pie hole firmly clamped down. There's no reason to complain about a free S7 rim. And the cones are everything's in excellent shape. Just needed a good re-cleaning and a little new grease in there. You know, what are you going to complain about? Let's keep things positive in the new year, right? All right, I'm not even going to bother blowing these out. They look fine. They're actually pretty clean. And this one looks pretty clean as well. We cleaned the races. We cleaned the cones. Hey, what do you want? We're supposed to soak those bearings overnight. Oh, yeah, sure. You betcha. Jay Leno's coming over. Jay Leno and his crew are coming over. They're fine. The bearings are clean. They didn't really have much grease on them. They're just kind of the way they were. All right. And that looks pretty good and shiny. I don't see any large chips in the cone area. Okay. Oops, darn. The little cap fell off. Here, we gotta fix that. Yeah, the little dust cap kind of fell off of that. Huh. And now it won't come off. I guess it's okay. If it's not broke, don't fix it. All right, so we'll thread that on. The reason I grabbed this towel is when I get the cone down towards the bearing, there'll be some contaminated grease on the axle right there. And you want to kind of wipe that clean. There's just always a little in there. It's in the threads. You would have to soak the axle overnight. And, you know, just wipe it off a little bit. You'll be fine. There's always a little dirt in the threads. You might not see it, but when you get done running the race back up the axle, you'll see a little black smudgy grease stuff. And that's usually contaminated, so you don't want that. I don't want it. Okay, so let's put this on. We'll tighten it up with the cone wrenches and wipe off the excess, and we will now have a repacked S7 wheel. Okay. And then when we spin it, it won't sound like a Volkswagen van going up a hill. It won't sound like a gear reduction Volkswagen van going up a hill. Actually, those don't make that kind of sound. It's a fine piece of machinery, son. I'm trying to get this right. Right now I'm just kind of finding the sweet spot on this tightening of this race. Oh yeah, that's it. All right, so let's double check both of these. Even though we haven't messed with that other side because we left it we left that side alone, but we're just going to check it because we don't even know. We've never checked it. You know what I mean? We didn't check this side, so we're going to check it and make sure it's tight, and it is. Okay. Let's wipe off this excess stuff and put the nuts on it, and then we'll dig up a new tube and try to put this on. Okay, that sounds pretty good now. Let's see how it spins. You saw how dry that was, right? That thing was dry. Oh yeah, that feels much better. Oh yeah, I know you guys can't hear that, but I can. And when things are that dry and you ride them, you've just ruined the races and the cones and everything. When you ride something with that dry of a bearing, the bearing has no choice but to ruin everything around it. The cones and the inner races, and when it's that dry, you're just ruining metal. So don't do it. It feels dry. If you can roll it around and you can kind of hear it being dry, you get the feel after a while too. And the fact that there was no fresh grease poking out, that you could see. It's probably a good time to repack it. This wheel had very low miles on it. Thank you, Fred. Okay, we are good to... The rim liner's good on this. I think I'm just going to leave it be. It's a little dusty. Let's dig up a tube. I'm tempted just to use this tube that's in here, actually. This was sitting up on the rack. Look at all that dust in there. Dang, son. I'm tempted just to use this tube. There's probably nothing wrong with it. Huh. It's a Schwinn, approved. It's really dusty. You know what? I'm just going to use this tube. Let's wipe this tire out with a rag, and we'll just use this tube that was on here. Let's see. I think I'm going to shut you off for a second and run the compressor, and then I'll turn you back on. You guys have seen me mount a tire and tube before, and you've seen me mount a tire and a questionable tube before also as well. Let me get this mounted, and I'll spare you the compressor noise, and we'll put the front wheel on, and we'll switch these bars around, and that might be about it. We'll see. Anyway, Schwinn Hollywood's rule, man. Girls' bikes have feelings too. Let me shut you off for a second. Okay, we're back. All went well. We put this extremely used S7 wannabe non-Schwinn tire made by SRC Vinyl. Okay, whatever sells tires. Oh, here it is. SRC Vinyl. Okay, and it does have some yellow overspray on it. Yeah, it's just some beater tire. I did notice that these forks take the wheel locks, which are not on that wheel. But looky here, y'all. We got them. These are the special wheel locks. Snip these off here real quick. I always save these whenever I can. And these go in like so. On the wheel, of course, but that's the idea right there. Boom, 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 boom. So the wheel doesn't fall off if the bolts get loose, if the nuts get loose. Anyway, so that's how those work. But they have to be on the wheel to work. So let's put them on real quick. And let's wrap this up. At least get the front wheel on it. Hope everyone's doing good out there. We're just trying to keep things on the positive tip here. You know, with everything that's happening in the world, you can go out and be in control of what you're doing and be happy. Or try. All right. Let's get this baby on here. Okay. So, washer. Oh no, actually it's wheel lock first, then the fender stay, then the washer, then the nut, retaining nut. And see, even when it's loose, the wheel will stay in because of that washer. So same on the other side. Wheel lock first, then the fender stay, then the washer, then the retaining nut. And let's get a close-up of the action when the wheel gets loose. And the wheel is loose right now. It's not tightened, but there's no way for it to come out because those little aluminum spacers with the little indents in them keep the wheel in. Now, obviously, that's not going to last a long time going down a really long, rough hill or something. You know, it's just so you know to stop and tighten your front wheel. It's not like a run flat tire, you know. You can't drive 50 miles like that. Yeah, I'm glad I repacked that. Okay. Yeah, not perfect. That tire isn't the greatest. But I think we're golden on that. Now we should take a little bit of foil and clean these up. Yeah, they need a cleaning. We need to clean these fenders big time. But what I did notice is I did repack these. I remember that. Put some air in this. It's not bad. It's moldy. Needs a good reseating. It's really moldy. It's been down in the basement muck for 10 years. Yeah, we could spray some tire bleach stuff on that maybe. Might come around, but the thing is, that's going to be a hard tire to match. I don't know if that's a Kenda K24 or something. I can't really see the writing on that. Let's get the super light. I might be able to just find a replacement tire that is that tread and that style. It's going to be doubtful though. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a Kenda. Yeah, I think that's a Kenda K74 or something like that. We might find one. It's doubtful. Well, we're going to get a set of new tires. First, we're going to just get this running, clean it up, and make sure it's all good again. I'm sure it is. I remember testing it. And then we'll get some better tires and kind of spruce it up. Try to clean the seat, maybe make that look a little more like opaque blue, like it's supposed to look. You can see under here. You can see what the opaque blue was supposed to look like before it got all faded. Yeah, I'm hoping we can bring that around a little bit. If anybody has suggestions on that, let me know. They don't come around very well, in my opinion, but I'll try. The grips will probably clean up better. I did notice on this, this is stamped 71, 5 of 71. And that, it's not too concerning. I mean, May of 71, they made that stem. It sat around the factory. You know, just for giggles, let's undo this bolt and slide this off and see if there's a date code on the bars. And if it's the same, or 73 or something, then we know there's no funky business going around. Now, I didn't change anything when I got this bike. Except robbing a few parts off of it. Let's just see what's underneath door number 1. Oh man, that is not being nice. Let's work this back and forth a little. We're just kind of building up some heat in these threads. Building up heat without a torch. Oh yeah, there we go. Woo. Oh, and that got warm. I can feel in the back of here, right here, it's warm. That's good. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let me get a rag. Huh, 74? Huh. Wow. Oh, right. This was made in, yeah, my Stingray guy told me this too. This was made November of 73. So it was probably shipped out early 74. That's strange. Bars are stamped 74. Bars are stamped 74. Stem is stamped 71. Ah, the Schwinn mysteries. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 5 of 71 right here. Yeah, you can upside down 71 right there. You probably can't see it. Okay, well, the Schwinn mysteries. Okay, so I guess we'll put these bars in real quick. Now that we've determined that it's a mystery. Yeah, 1974. Strange. It's a 73 bike. Made in November. The serial comes back as November 73. Bars are stamped 74. The stem is stamped 5 of 71. Interesting. Let's put a little dab of grease in there and shove it in. Yeah, we'll put some in here too. Oh yeah. We don't want stuff that's dry. Dry is not good. Okay, so there's a minimum insertion also. It's actually where that stamped number is. You have to hide that. There's an arrow right there, and you hide that. There you go. And since I'm taller, I just put it up to the max. Okay, we're not going to get the final on this right now. We're just hooking it up. That's good enough for now. Okay. The forks seem a little loose. Where's that, the wheel? Oh, it's the wheel. I didn't adjust the cones very well on that. Okay, so we have an opaque blue Schwinn Hollywood 1973. Bars are stamped 74. Stem is stamped 71. Yeah, let's look on the brake bar back here. I'm sure it's a Mexico bendix, but let's, just for the heck of it, let's look on the brake bar. Oh, bendix 70. Yeah, they could have bought a bunch of bendix hubs from Mexico in 1970. Okay. I wonder, I'm pretty sure when I repacked the cranks, they did come up normal like it was a 73 bike. Needs a good cleaning. Yeah. Let's put some bleach white on the tire and see if we can come back a little bit on this. We'll just test a little spot and see what my tire bleach stuff will do. Give me a second. I just got to know if it's going to come back or not. Although, really, what is the point when you can't find another tire that matches it? Let's try a really gross spot, like right here. Okay, let's try this really gross spot right here. That's pretty bad. And just spray the old tire bleach white on there. Give it a second. I don't have a lot of hope for it. We'll see though. We're supposed to let it sit like, 8 hours or something. Oh yeah. These might come back. There's a little rust spot that's never going to come out. I know for sure on that. Yeah. I'll go for that. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I guess we could try another really bad spot. Actually, right here looks really moldy. Let's hit in here and see what happens. Okay, we'll let that sit for 8 hours. Actually, I think they say 10 minutes and then rinse it with water. I think they're just trying to say, hey, don't ruin your tire with bleach. Yeah, some of this ain't gonna come off. That first section came out pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, it did work. Let's read the instructions. Let's see what it says here. Wear rubber gloves and eye protection. Well, I did have my glasses on. Carefully spray black white onto dry tire. Let settle for 1 to 2 minutes. Brush away soil and grime. Rinse and wipe away any residue from wheels and ejected panels. Rinse tire and rear wheel thoroughly with water. Yeah, we better get some water. I'm going to get a little water and spritz it on there. I have some bad feelings. Yeah, I don't want chemicals to sit on a tire overnight or for days. So I have a little water here. I'll just put some water on here. There we go. I bet you the water alone would clean just as well as that stuff. Okay, let's go to a different spot. Okay, here's water alone. I mean, water alone and elbow grease is almost as good. I mean, come on. That was just plain water and me scrubbing it. And there's the spot I put the chemicals on. Okay, well, you know, it's better. You know, we'll have that all cleaned up for the next video. Hopefully I can find a... Oh, it is a K... what is that? There used to be a number, like a Kenda number. I don't see it on there. Huh, it's just a Kenda... I might be able to find this tread. It'd be nice just to match this tire and go with that. Then I'm not spending, you know, $80 for some stupid Kenda reproduction S7s. Okay, well, I think that's as far as we're going to get today. Next phase, I think the next video will be probably just tapping these pedals out, the cranks. I'll have this, that'll be boring. I'll clean that up. And I'll have these all shined up. Maybe I'll do a video with the aluminum foil versus the steel wool. Just for giggles. Let's hit a little bit of this rear fender just up here. Just for giggles with the steel wool. Yeah, there's a spot right there. Oh yeah, that'll shine up nice. Yeah, this will be sweet. It's kind of hard to get under here. You have to undo the fender to do that. And as well as this, you have to undo the fender. We could do a little spot in the front here too. Let's go right here. Yeah, not bad. We'll do an aluminum foil versus steel wool test. This is quadruple lot, by the way. It still does scratch it. Aluminum foil will not scratch it, so that's the key behind that. And it builds up a little. With the foil, it builds up aluminum oxide builds up on the foil, and that is like the pumice stone action, and it will not scratch. The quadruple lot steel wool does scratch, so we'll try to find that reflector too. It was over here somewhere. Let's see here. Oh, Schwinn reflectors. Oh. Oh, I think that's the one. Yeah. I think this is the one here. The base is... I think that's the wrong base, though. Let's see how that fits. That is the right one. I think this base is wrong. Yeah, that's the wrong base. Yeah, that's for a breeze or a collegiate or something. Huh. I may have given the base away. I do have the actual reflector. Well, that's not such a big deal. Okay, hey, ta-ta for now. And if you want to see the aluminum foil versus quadruple lot steel wool test, let me know in the comments. I don't think I'm going to sell this one, actually. I have some other bikes to sell, but I don't think this one's going to be for sale. It's just too clean and 2 years only on the color. And, you know, really hard to find an opaque blue Hollywood. So probably will stay in the collection. Okay, you know, keep your wheels spinning. Stay on the positive tip. Let me know if you need any specific videos dealing with Schwinns. We will get back on this Huffy eventually. Yeah, eventually we will get back on this. I just wanted to pull this one out. I saw it in the basement, chucked up against some other stuff, not in a box. And I felt bad that I stole the front wheel off of it. And yeah, I felt kind of bad. As always, you know, think good thoughts, good vibes, positive thoughts. This is what a made in Mexico bendix hub sounds like. Not bad. This tire definitely needs some scrubbing. Okay, peace out. You guys be good. Ta-ta. Whee!